Thank you. Always wanted to be a bunny.
Hey, Nancy, can you hear us?
No.
Was that the Beach Boys or was that Michael Jackson?
Well, that's what I was on and it stopped.
Okay.
See, and then it takes us
Okay, we
back.
got people out there talking away. So first off, thank you to all of you very dedicated Rotarians for making the third week of this. I appreciate that. We've had quite a few people email me the last couple of days saying they've got, commitments. It's already tomorrow's Palm Sunday. There's things going on. So it's really a lot of time. And I appreciate everybody's willingness to be here again and finish up our training for these assemblies. So thank you very much. Of course, we all look to, and we're all doing that for our club, for our community, for Rotary International, and for our hopes and prayers that we can all do better in the world. So thank you to everybody for all of your hard work, not just in these 3 Saturdays, but throughout the year, helping to help your club be better and do more in that. So anyway, hopefully today's really based on a lot of interaction. We want to have people really get involved with the interaction and discuss ideas of what can take place in the coming year and forever. And since we don't always have usually have time, I think at the end, let's come back together at the very end, okay? So here we go, getting started. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Benson. Okay, thanks, Jennifer, Bev. Thank you all. Okay, you ready, Brian? Well, there's Randy. Good, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Oops,
So-
big people are still coming in, but it's a
Yeah.
group session at the beginning, so, okay.
So we'll start with going over the action plan, and the whole idea of learning about the action plan is to get an idea of how you can do this in your club. So the action plan is the strategic plan, what your club is going to do in the future, how it is now. And we really want to get an idea of how you can do this in your own club. And it's that buy-in from the board and the club members that's going to make this work, right? Okay, so first of all, let's welcome all of those people in Maui, because you have how many people do you have there? Joanne? Al? Okay, they're not. Did we lose them?
No, we're here. There's 10 of us. We're trying to get the video working. Hold on.
Okay,
We can see you and hear you. You can't see us.
well, we see the beach, nice beach. Now we all want to go to your beach.
In incognito mode.
And it says locked.
Okay, so we said we'd go to noon today,
We
but
did.
we're done with your discussion, then it's fine. But the whole idea is to share what are the best practices, what are the challenges that you have in your club, and see how we can collaborate, maybe do things together. Some ideas you can't do it yourself, and to have an impact, you might need to join hands with other people. So this is just a way to have a good discussion and share, and let's support each other. So let me first go through the action plan, and I'll let you know about this rolling 3-year goal thing that they just started this year. So the action plan, and we learned about this at PETS and what things go into the action plan, right? So let me try and put this into a way to understand what the action plan is and the strategic plan idea for everybody. So some of you might be a repeat, but sometimes it's a good refresher to go hear what is in that action plan. And so the action plan is with 4 priorities. And so let me share with you a video about this.
We are people of action.
And when there's a challenge to confront, people of action come together and make a plan.
Even as we continue to help address global challenges, we're facing one of our own. When Rotary surveyed people around the world, we found a big gap between who we are as an organization today and who we need and want to be.
Our foundation is strong, but Rotary is ready to show that we can grow and become even stronger.
So we established our new action plan as a roadmap for how we can think differently,
Be more inclusive and become a stronger, more effective Rotary.
The plan has 4 priorities. We're going to increase our impact because now more than ever, the world needs innovative planning and proved solutions. We'll be more data-driven, not just serving communities and doing good works, but measuring what we do so we can scale up our successes. And share more compelling stories about the good we do.
We will expand our reach by welcoming new people into Rotary and finding new ways to connect with people who share our commitment to making our communities and ourselves better. We'll enhance participant engagement by making sure everyone who connects with us gets even more out of their experiences than they put in.
And we'll increase our ability to adapt, because staying ahead of change while staying true to who we are is exactly how we make sure we have the staying power it takes to lead a new century of change.
Rotary's action plan is ambitious, but we can do it.
If we work together on new ways to think, plan, and take action, we will bring our communities and our organization to new heights.
Our legacy is in the making. Ready to do your part?
Let's show the world what it means to be people of action.
Okay, so that kind of gave you a overview of that action plan, but we can't do it ourselves, right? We need people in our clubs to give us the ideas, their responses, see how they want to interact with with Rotary and your club. But they all work together. All of these components work together. So I wanted to go through each one and kind of think about what goes into each area. So when we think about impact, we all know what impact is. It's making a difference, and impact could be a project that's just with 5 people, or it could be a project with 200-300 people. So it's all, what is the impact that you have? What are the beneficiaries getting out of this? And is it making a change? So there was an example. We had 2,000 people at a pancake breakfast. And so the impact is not the 2,000 people. The impact is those 2,000 people got a meal. So think about what the result is of your project. So focus on activities that are going to give you that bigger impact and a lasting change. So sometimes it's like on Maui, it's going to be, we just need to do this right now because there's a need for it. But sometimes we need to think about the sustainability of that project, evaluating what it is about that and what should we stop doing or start doing or stop doing. So really stepping back and looking at the projects that you have and what projects you want to do and see how it's going to impact people. And, we only have so much time in the world and so much energy. So you want to make that energy, that project successful by thinking about what it is. What are you trying to accomplish? Okay. So think about programs that are going to have the potential to do the greatest impact. And so this is a great time to start planning for next year. What are we going to do for this year that's going to start in July? Because that's how you get things done, is when you plan it, when you put it in your calendar, and then connecting with other clubs so that you can have that sense of collaborative efforts. But also you have more hands to do something if you can get together with other clubs. Okay, it's kind of fun to meet other people. Okay, expand our reach. And so when we think about expanding our reach, it's not only the demographics of your community, it's also looking for other pockets of people that we're not reaching. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I know DEI might not be a good word to use right now, but Rotary is very committed to DEI more than ever. And Rotary has a strong commitment to be the organization that brings the values and respect and welcomes everybody who we interact with. So think about how you can have a plan to measure this in your club. How can we be more welcoming to other people in our community? Well, of course, you want to welcome your people in your club, but other people in the community, how can we be open and welcoming. And that doesn't mean you have to bring them into the club. It could be through action groups or fellowships. And a good example is the Rotary Means Business. You have an event and you invite the community, the business community, to come and network with each other. So this is how you can expand your reach, to bring that word about Rotary out to the community, but also understand what's going on in your community. So think about action groups and the fellowships to help you expand your reach. Okay, because it could be a action group on human trafficking. And so you have a session on human trafficking and invite your community to come. This is how you can expand your reach. Okay. Okay. Participant engagement. And so I think we always think about participant as members, but you know, when you have a company, it's not only your employees that you need to think about. You think about their family, their friends, because your employees interact with them. So same with members. Your members have family members, they have partners. Let's reach out and see how we can involve them in activities as well. Okay. Alumni. So when you have Interact Club or you have Rotaract Club connection, those are alumni. They're alum. People who go to RILA, those are Rotary, they are official Rotary alum. So how about reaching out to them and inviting them back to your club meetings, inviting them to join Rotary, inviting them to continue in the Rotary community. So what we should do is find out, what do they need? What do your interactors need to be connected with Rotary? So survey your members and see what's important to them. See how they want to grow and develop into Rotary, and see how we can help them and give them the value for membership. So try and be proactive by asking people when they join what they expect out of Rotary. And then all throughout their career in Rotary, how can we help them grow as a person or grow as in their profession? And that's what we do well, you know, helping people develop leadership skills. So think about how you can involve people, how we can help them find their reason to be a Rotarian, and be proactive about that. And so if we don't do that, if we don't have that experience, if we don't help them have that experience in our clubs or in Rotary, why would they stay, right? So think about how and why their members are there. So ability to adapt is being agile, responsive. Something happens, you want to see how you can change. Think about how things are now. Does it need to be changed? How can we do things differently? And how can we really have a new approach or think outside of the box to do things differently? So let me recap this. We've got 4 priorities, and this is what we have in each one. Impact is, of course, polio is our number 1 priority, right? Because we still need to immunize 400 million children a year. Just remember that. And it can come just like measles. We don't vaccinate, we can get measles, and we're seeing it. So polio is the same thing. It can come here by a plane ride. So we do need to keep on it. We got new babies being born every year. We need to vaccinate. So think about the impact of our programs, of our offerings, about our membership. So expand your reach is growing, diversifying, looking at your demographics of your community, enhancing participation with participant, including family members and partners and alumni. Okay, and then being adaptable and think about what's happening so that we can be agile. Okay, so we talked about our strategic plan and how we can do that. I wanted to share with you a strategic planning process. Okay, so you can use this. It's a good outline of how to do this strategic planning. So number 1 is, where are you? Okay, what are your strengths and weaknesses right now? What are your challenges? And if you identify that, what are the opportunities or things that you can do in your community? So if you start with that, to see how you can lay out the plan for your strategic planning, it would help to do this first. Then develop the vision. What do you want your club to be like? What do you want it to look like? So what are the things that make your club your club? Your successes, what are you known for? Okay, and write down that vision statement. Then make that plan on what you want it to look like. So identify the priorities, set your goals, and then you want to write this down so you can track it. And you want to see who's going to do that, who's going to do that action item, and by when. And so by doing that, you can have a plan to actually get it done. Because how many times you got a strategic plan, you put it away, and we get busy and we never get it done. And so next year we're talking about the same things. So let's get started. And the way that you get started is by assembling a team. So assemble a team, see how you're going to put it together. And sometimes it's going to be somebody outside of your club. Because if you're the president, you're the president-elect, and you're conducting that session, then it's hard for you to lead and be part of that. And then, too, sometimes it's going to be your, which comes out of your plan rather than the group's plan. So having someone else outside of the group is good. Ask your community members to join. So if you're thinking about the community, what you can do for the community, you might want to bring in your council member or someone who knows what's going on in the community so that they can help you plan and see outside of the box what we need to do for our community. Then when you determine that, you're looking at the long-term goals, you're looking at opportunities, you're looking at challenges, and this is where you start first, is your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so in this, there's a, not a document, but there's a strategic planning guide. And in that guide, it has these templates that you can use. So when you have your survey and you're finding out what they think are your strengths and weaknesses, you can write it down. Or if you're in person in Maui, you can have these flip charts and write it down on what people think as their strengths and weaknesses. But it's really looking at a survey. Maybe you want to do a survey ahead of time to find out what people think about the club. Okay, and then you identify opportunities. Okay, this is a weakness. So what is our opportunity to fix that? Or what are the challenges where we can't fix that? So I really kind of thinking it out helps you to make that plan. So their phase 2 is developing the vision. So what do you want your club to look like? What are the characteristics of your club that make it that club? What are you known for? And then create that vision statement. So in that form, the strategic planning guide, it has this form to write out, what do you want your club to be known for? So maybe like the Waikiki Club, you're the friendliest club. Maybe your club is going to be the one that helps with veterans, like the Pearl Harbor Club, right, Dennis? So what do you want your club to be known for? And then write down your vision statement. So start with the words and then kind of put it together. What do you want your club to look like in 3 to 5 years? What do you want to achieve? And how will you know that you are successful? And that is by measuring your results. Okay. So phase 3 is to make the plan. Okay, so how can you develop and plan and focus on the priorities and set your goals? And what is your timeline? So in the guide, there's this template that you put your priority, what is the goal, how are you going to get there, who's going to do it, by when, and who's going to be responsible for that. So this template, we'll put it into the webinar page, so you can use this if you want to, or just you can freehand it and do that. Phase 4 is to track your progress. So every once in a while, when you have your assembly, you can track your progress. Okay, we said we're going to do this, and we wanted to do this. We did it. We're still working on it. What is the plan to continue with that? Okay, so you want to review your goals any goal you missed, how can we improve it? Maybe you got to make changes along the way because maybe they didn't work, or maybe you found out you need to do more. So really analyzing your plan and seeing how it is working. And then this thing about the 3-year rolling goal. Okay. So we want to have continuity in our clubs, and hopefully not change it from year to year because somebody wants to do that, and the next year somebody doesn't want to do that. So let's work together to see what is sustainable. What can we do to go from year to year to continue something? Because sometimes your projects need to go to be continued to be successful. So we're going to ask everyone for setting your goals. So your board are the ones who get the create the goals. We want the goals to be done by May 31st. And it's not all the goals, because if you go to the Rotary Club Central, there are 26 goals. There's 6 priorities that we want you to set. Okay, so you're going to do this together, and the 6 priorities are these things. So this is a template that the zone has. And I'll put this in the that site with the recording. You can use this as a starting point, and don't think that once you put it in writing that you have to stick to it. Sometimes things change, right? So the 6 priorities that you need to think about. The first one is expand your reach. Okay, the number of members at the end of the year that you're going to have in membership. Okay, then what is your impact? How much are you, what's your goal for TRF annual fund, and then contributions to polio? Okay, so try and plot this out for the next 3 years and say who is responsible for that goal. Okay, then the next 3 are enhance your participant engagement. So if you look at Rotary Club Central, the goals are in those 4 priorities section. So before they would have all these different tabs, and you have to go to each one, youth service and community service. Now it's all categorized according to the priority. So enhance participant engagement, the number of club members who will participate. So say you've got 26 members and 20 of them participate, that's the amount that you would put in that goal. Okay, it's not the number per project, because then you'll have 300 people. Okay, increase your ability to adapt is just developing the plan, yes or no. Okay, so, and then others. So there are 6 priorities. Okay, so what you can do is do this membership action plan survey to start. And this is on your Club Runner. If you have Club Runner, you would log in and go to reports, look for a membership action plan, and then there's this survey that's already made for you that you can ask all of your members to take. And the survey will ask, how satisfied are you with your club and Rotary? What is the reason you joined Rotary? And what is the reason you would remain in Rotary? What is your personal experience? What are the club's strengths and weaknesses, and how we can improve our club? And so you might want to look for this and do this survey, because it'll help you get a temperature check on where your club members are. And so let me stop sharing and show you where that is. Okay, so hold on, let me get my Club Runner up. Okay. Okay, so remember we're in Club Runner. Okay, so in Club Runner, you logged in, you went to reports, and you did that member survey. And then once it takes you, sorry, let me get to Club Runner. I'm going to West Honolulu, Clay, sorry. So you log in. Oops. Okay, so go to reports, and then go to this membership action plan. Okay, you're going to leave Club Runner to another site. Okay, but this is the place where you're going to see what your attrition is. Randy talked about attrition and losing people. So
Yeah, I think you might need to go back over to your first tab there, Naomi. I think it's probably when you went to your action plan, it didn't actually open up the right window because you've already got it open in the other window. Oh, there you go.
here we go. So when you exit Club Runner and you go to, it's a DACDB membership plan, action plan. So it has the progress for your club, but right here is the survey. And so you can send the link out to all of your members to do the survey. And so when you do the survey, it'll open up, and those are the things that are in the survey that we're going to ask the members on why they join, what kept them in Rotary, and what they think of the strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so the survey is already in your Club Runner that you might want to send out to your club members to get that temperature check on your clubs and see what they think. Okay, and then the strategic planning form I'll send out to everyone so you can see what that looks like, and you can use that as your template. Okay. Questions on the action plan? All good?
So
Okay.
this is Dennis. So we do not build it in that site that you just took us to. That's just for membership information. Is there we actually build the strategic plan, or we just do it on our own?
Either way, you can use the strategic plan template and use that as a guide, or you can do it yourself on a freehand document. But you want to try and write down some of the ideas that you got from your members and write down your plan. So
Right.
Follow it.
What I'm asking is there a site kind of like the one you just took us to where we could actually build a strategic plan online? Is there a Rotary site to do that or no?
So,
Okay.
and that's a good idea to build a site. So you probably would need to do it and put it into your Club Runner as maybe a document, a Google document, so you can build on it yourself. But that would be specific to your club. Sorry. Thanks.
No, good.
Okay. So Brian, what rooms do we have? Everybody can go to their own room, right?
Yeah, let me share the agenda screen here, and then let me actually go ahead and open up the rooms. I have them set up, but I haven't opened them yet. So as Naomi mentioned, you can choose your own room. Room 1 is going to be membership with Randy. Room 2 is going to be youth service with Jen, and room 3 is going to be club experience with Naomi. And reminder to Randy, Jen, and Naomi, I'm sure you remember, to record to your local machine and then get the results to Naomi afterwards. If anybody has issues or is not quite sure how to get into a breakout room, I can help anybody get there. If you need help as you're letting me know, make sure you're off mute and then just shout it out. Let me know.
Hey, Brian, this is Dennis. Before we all break to the four corner of the wind, let me ask a real quick question for everybody here. So we've got a lot of folks who are not here. I've had folks that couldn't attend, like the secretary training a couple times ago. Where can we find the recordings, and where can we refer our folks to find those classes after this is all over with?
Naomi, do you want to share your screen and show that page, or you want to just speak to it? All right, I'll let you have the con.
Okay.
So there is an answer to that question.
Yeah.
Naomi's going to bring it up.
Okay. So you're going to the district's website. Okay, the district's website is rotaryd5000.org, and you're going to scroll to quick links, and hopefully we can bring these quick links to the top so you don't have to scroll all the way down. But right here, D5000 webinar recordings, this is where we have the YouTube links for all of the sessions that we've had that we recorded for the last couple of years. And so you will find the action plan right up here, and we'll put the guides, the guide and anything we need to post on the side, so you can get to those documents as well. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you. That's awesome.
Before we
Thank you.
break up into sessions, someone's asked on the chat if we can jump to different sessions. And yes, you can change yourself to the different sessions if you want to. I know it's like I want to attend all three, so, you know, but again, we can watch each of them afterwards. And I am going to be watching all of the ones from the prior 2 Saturdays that I've missed. And then another question was about the survey form. Is there a downloadable one? Because someone said doesn't feel like their club members go to their, not using the district site very often. But that form would be on their club site also, correct? That survey form they can go to the club site and get it, or just the district site, Naomi?
So if the club has Club Runner on their club level,
Yep.
that survey is already in there.
Right. So it's in yours already. So how you get it to your members and have them get back to you, you know, through Club Runner would be the easiest, but if you need to print it and take it to a meeting or carrier pigeon, whatever, okay? I know the feeling.
And
And-
Nancy Lowry has a question.
Yes.
It's actually a comment. What I did was I printed off the copy of the surveys and sent them by snail mail to each of my members with the self-addressed stamped envelope, so they wouldn't have to even spend a stamp to get it back to me. And the result on that was I've got just over half of all of my club members responding. So I figured that was a way to do it.
Yep. Whatever it takes, get that information. That's a great idea, though. I know I'm old fashioned too. Paper works. Yeah.
Yes, I like paper.
Yeah.
There are those who love their dead trees.
Yeah. Hey, I got a lot of trees, trust me, on my property.
Okay, so the action plan you can do anytime, but it would be good to do it before the start of the year, July 1st, so that you have that plan to start on. But the Rotary Club Central goals, we'd like to have at least the first 3 membership annual fund Polio Plus by May 31st. So the person who can put that in is your president-elect or the treasurer secretary for that year. So you've got to go to that year to be able to put that in. Okay, so are we off to our rooms?
I think so. The rooms are open. We got a few people who've already gone.
Okay.
Here we go.
Aloha.
All right. At the very least, all of the facilitators are in the right room.
Okay. That's a good
Everybody else.
start.
Yep.
Yeah. Brian,
How do we go to a group?
So if wherever your controls are, depending on what device you're on, there's a control for breakout rooms that you can select your own room, or if you want to let me know which room you want to go into, I can put you there.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yep.
yeah, on mine, it's a little circle with 3 dots and more under it. Then when you click that, it goes up to join breakout rooms.
Yeah, if your window is too small, sometimes you have to go into the more menu. And I know that on
Oh.
different, like if you're on an iPad or on your computer or on your phone,
Oh, yeah.
they move around.
Yep.
Yep.
Brian, when it settles down, let's take care of Alan and Virginia and Gary, see where they want to go. And then you just put me wherever if there's a group that's really small, because I want to go to all of them. I'm going to watch them on later.
It
So,
looks like we're pretty evenly distributed. We've got 7, 8, and 9 right now. So.
okay.
Alan, if you want to unmute and let me know where you'd like to go, I can put you in one of the rooms.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay. And then it looks like the Maui group, you guys want to Gary Albitz's login?
I can go to membership.
Ronnie, you want to go to membership? All right, that's room 1. I think you may still have to push the button that says, yes, take me there. So throwing you in the right direction.
Yep, Gary and the group went somewhere.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
one thing about the big group. They all got to go to the same place unless they
Yeah.
have separate devices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it looks like they all went to Club Experience.
Okay.
Anita, I don't know if you're actually in front of your computer because your camera's not on, but if you want to unmute and let me know, I can put you into one of the rooms.
So how do you do this?
So somewhere in the controls, like where it's audio, video, chat, that kind of thing, you may have to click on the control that says more, but somewhere you should find a breakout rooms control, and then that will let you pick one of the rooms. Or you can just let me know which one you want, and I can
Okay,
assign you
take
there.
me to membership. I can't figure this out.
Membership. All right, so a button I think should pop up, and you should be able to just click on that.
I know the feeling, Alan.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Okay.
Anita, are you there?
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, you want to just send her to one of the rooms? Send her to Club
Yeah.
Experience, maybe.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, looks like Club Experience is a good place.
Yeah.
And then for you, Nancy, so we've
Yeah.
got 9 in Club Experience, 8 in youth service, and 11 in membership right now.
Okay. Send me to youth, okay? Because I did membership last week, and spread the joy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I
Okay.
will send you to youth service.
Okay.
Say hey to everybody for me.
All right. Yes.
I'm gonna
there you
pop
go.
in and just make sure everybody's all set, but
Got